Every time that I hear someone say video games make them more stressed out than relaxed, I actually kinda get it. Like half of the time that I'm playing video games sounds something like this. You are gonna make my day if you go to the comments and yell at me that I made you go look out for your phone during that sequence. But aside of earning your dislike, I'm probably causing you digital PTSD now. I'm not trying to make you become a druid of the forest and get rid of all communication with the exterior world. What I'm doing is asking a simple question. What happens if games just shut up for a second? You see, the obvious reply that I could come across to reduce the noise is just putting the game in silence. But that doesn't really remove the silence from outside either. So I wonder what's actually making all this noise in the first place. Turns out it's usually the music. The easy solution would just be turning off the music completely. Do you all do this often too? Removing the music to put either another music or a YouTube video? Well, I do sometimes. But I never really just played a game without music and nothing else, so that's what I did, and things went interesting. Here in Tiny King, if you leave the music, the game sounds something like this. But if you remove it entirely, the tone shifted completely. Some people find this lack of music disturbing, like those backroom games, the fear of liminal spaces, something that I will talk in the future about it, so you might as well just want to subscribe to not lose that up. But as for myself, I find it very comfortable. And I know it's kinda weird to explain, but the silence never really makes me feel uncomfortable. Usually when I play video games with friends and no one is speaking, I don't get stressed out because of the silence. I get stressed because I'm suddenly more aware of the game itself, and since a lot of the games that I play with them are chaotic by nature, the silence makes me focus harder, something that I usually don't want when I'm talking with people, and that makes it easier to get overwhelmed when something suddenly breaks that silence. That's why I prefer the conversation to keep on flowing, because if there is never any silence to begin with, it can't be broken. But going back to the music in video games, in some others, they just let you enjoy stuff normally you wouldn't realize when the music is there. And I did a little of magic here, and I will show you a very iconic track of Mario Kart 8 that shows what I'm saying. What I notice even more is that 1. The sound of the cows does help a lot in order to make the world feel alive despite of being a racing track in a Mario Kart game. And 2. The characters don't need to speak usually because there is music already pretty present. But if you turn off the music, everything else feels more quiet, but kinda normal as well, if you ask me. Even in this Crash Bandicoot clip, we can notice that everything that is happening, despite having their own pattern, feels alive overall. One of the type of videos that I like watching sometimes are gameplays with no commentary, cause in those videos you can experience every sound the game has to offer properly, and a lot of the times it's kinda relaxing too. One of my most vivid memories will always be playing Old World of Warcraft and doing quests in Elwyn Forest. The music is so vivid and relaxing that I never really turn it off. With Minecraft, for example, can either go both ways. Leaving the music or not will always feel quite relaxing overall. I'm just crying leaves for bone meal over here, cause if I wait for this guy to get it done, yeah, that doesn't seem to be happening anytime soon. But this is not always the case. There are other times in which removing the music entirely of the game can shift to an experience that I find realistic but boring, and usually comes in racing games with popular copyrighted songs or sports one. In this clip over here of FIFA Street 2, the best FIFA game ever made, you have no idea how much I'm holding back from insulting Electronic Arts right now. If you remove the music, this makes the whole place where the match is set feel like a very realistic environment of a street football match. And hey, it doesn't matter if you call it soccer or football. In this channel, we don't discriminate against you, even if you're wrong. So you can feel part of it by leaving a like and a subscription below. But if you leave the music of these games as always, it will make one of the most epic matches you ever had. It's okay, the AI also gets hyped out. I bet on the next one I will... But and music is so important in some older games that... Actually, let me just show you. Removing this has to be classified as an act of terror. But not only the music is what brings up the noise in a video game. As you might have noticed by the first clip I brought up, there are games that the music is more of a distraction rather than powerful. So setting off it will help you more to play effectively rather than set the tone of what you are playing. There are games that are so chaotic by nature that the music itself is not really the part of what makes a game feels noisy. In this first clip over here is a start of a normal match in Fortnite in which everything is so slow paced enough that you can appreciate the sounds of it. But let's go even further. Let me remove the sound entirely so you understand what I'm trying to say. And to make it even more noticeable, I will go to Blitz mode, which sends you directly into the battle without the looting part. The nature of these games in particular is that it doesn't matter what type of relaxing music or ambient you put in them. They are also heavily reliable in the dopamine that they will give you. That nothing will change that as long as you are comfortable with being in a state of flow or with losing. Pero hija de la gran puta. And even with all that in mind, you also produce some noise around when you play. And even those sounds you produce align very well with the game you are playing. Like the background clip you hear of me failing notes in the Guitar Hero game mode. At the end of the day, a game having too much noise is not really a bad thing, as long as it is understandable and clear for the person that is directed to. But you gotta realize sometimes that depending on which type of game you are playing and how, it can shift your piece in one way or another. And yes, eventually, if you are playing a competitive game with all your notifications turned on and watching TikTok between matches, bro, that will make your attention span fly away and your stress even higher to a point of easy burnout. That's bound to happen. Thank you for another day of joining me and stay tuned for more videos. Adios, digital and you fell for it again, huh?